5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So Jelly says, "Oh, hell, Mama, what did Buck do this time?" Mama said, "He got caught with old cross-eyed Sally again playing Uno in the break room at the J&J. You know, she went and got all married to the sheriff, and now he's going to kill Buck if we don't get him out of town by midnight." Jelly goes, "Well, crap on a cross-eyed pigeon riding a goat to the Piggly Wiggly, Mama. What am I supposed to do now?"
Welcome to the Scafacci-verse.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Scafacci-verse. I am Anthony Scafacci.
I'm Alan Gigax.
And we are your hosts. And we want to thank you right off the bat for being with us for another week. I want to put a few thanks out there to Blaine Hester, to Daniel Snyder, to all our friends in the SAC who listen every single week. And they're with us, and they support us, and you know we got a lot going today.
With us in spirit, but also more importantly, with us in downloads.
Yeah, you know that. Look, everybody, every download counts, man. Especially when we can only count them on like two hands.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
So Al, you know, we've been trying to get the podcast going, and as we go episode after episode, things keep evolving. Right?
I agree.
And so, we came up with an idea for a new segment. I want to debut it today, right, on the first episode.
All right.
A very special episode.
I know what it is. I'm excited, but tell the listeners.
It's going to be called the Stadium Pulse. And, we're going to get that blood moving. We're going to get the crowd fired up. And we're going to talk about a few things that are important to us.
Yeah.
And, but first, before we get to any of that, we need a sponsor.
We do.
Do we have a sponsor for our first ever Stadium Pulse?
Of course we do. Today's sponsor couldn't be better, more appropriate. It's Jelly Snot Knockin' Barbecue. Home of the pregame victory dessert, 17 locations nationwide. All right, so are you ready for...
I am, man. I've been waiting for this, okay? I've had a lot on my mind, and I need to get it going.
Okay, here we go.
Are you ready? Yeah, or let's get up to the line.
All right.
Let
me introduce it so that we can do this ready. All right, here we go. It's time for our first Stadium Pulse. Give them hell.
All right, so the other day, me and my wife were down at Costco, right? And, Costco's pretty big-ass wide aisles, right? But do you think that stops people from taking their cart and blocking pretty much the entire aisle while they just stare at literally one item on a shelf? They'll just sit there and stare at this item as if the price of the item is going to change or it's going to morph into something totally different. And it doesn't matter. They could have a line of like 15 people waiting to go by, and they just sit there staring at that same 36-ounce can of corn that they're like judging it. Is this corn going to be enough to feed all 40 of us for the next 2 years, right? Or it's like something, anything, and it's common products, things that people have been buying for like 1,000 years, and they'll sit there just staring at it, and like you try not to be rude, you don't want to like go by them. Plus, dude, their cart is weighed down with like 600 pounds of stuff, like 46 pails of dog food, things like that. And I just want to get through there, man.
They could think about it with their cart pushed over to the side. But they don't. That's the problem.
They just don't care because it's just all about them.
Yeah.
In the end, they don't give a damn about anybody else trying to shop. Dude, they're just going to sit there and debate with themselves, no less, over whether or not they should, add that 605th pound to the cart, dude.
I go right up, like stand behind and just stare at them.
Dude, sometimes I'll just like grab their cart, and you got to watch it with your back, and I'll just move the cart over by myself and just like dead stare them in the eyes, like, yeah, God, just get out of the damn way. I'm just trying to get to the goddamn front of the store.
All right. Good job, dude. You feel better?
Not really.
Okay, so let's think happy thoughts instead. We have a guest, right?
Yes,
a guest that's
an important
joyful
guest.
And wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. So
and this is for a really good cause.
It is. All right. So talk about that.
So our guest is Tyler Adams. He is on our page, and he hosts the Extra Life Charity Challenge at Iowa He's going to do it live inside their stadium. It's a NCAA 26 football tournament.
Okay.
And all the proceeds go to the Children's Hospital
Well,
there.
I would ask you to tell us about it, but we got Tyler.
But let's
throw
bring
it
him
to
in. So what's up, Tyler?
Hey guys, how we doing today?
Awesome.
Yeah. So tell us about yourself. Tell us about, what you're doing, and let's get right into it.
Sounds good. Well, I started in this position about 4 years ago now, but my affinity for the Children's Hospital really goes back about 2 decades now. So my younger brother was treated for acute lymphoblastic leukemia, which is a type of blood cancer, when he was not even 2 years old yet. So this
Oh,
was back
man.
so this was back in 2004. And so that's what brought me and my family into this world of hospital visits and, people who didn't know us but stepped up to help us during a really dark time in our lives. And I kind of knew from that moment on that this was something I wanted to do to help other families moving forward. And so getting to work now for the same hospital that, saved my brother's life and getting to do fundraising efforts to help other kids and families out, it's just been an incredible experience.
So last year you were on our page and you announced, was that the first time you had done this challenge, or was that just the first time you'd done it kind of on our page?
Yeah, first time we'd ever done it. And, it was one of those things when I started in this job 4 years ago, I was telling, my team and my boss, I was like, hey, look, if this game ever makes a comeback after all the name, image, likeness stuff, knowing how big college football is in Iowa, because we have a grand total of 0 professional teams. College football is it. So I was telling them back then, if this is something that comes out again, we have to host something at Kinnick Stadium, try to create it as a fundraiser of some sort, support the Children's Hospital. And we had all these ideas that could go along with it. And so back then it was just an idea. We didn't really think it would ever return. There were rumblings about the game coming back, and finally, it did. And so from there, we were able to start pulling some levers and work with, folks on our hospital team, athletic side of things, Hawkeye football specifically, and we were able to pull it together for the very first time last year.
Okay, so tell our listeners the basics of what the event is, and then I especially want to hear how you got the stadium to go along with it.
Yeah, so what's really cool about this tournament is it's an all skill levels welcome. Anyone can play this, whether they're a seasoned pro or whether they play on freshmen, which admittedly I like to do every now and then. So really the goal of it is it's a charity tournament, so it's about raising funds and helping kids while having a really great day at Kinnick Stadium.
Just for
it
clarity, this tournament is people playing EA Sports college football against each other.
It is, yes.
Okay.
We bring in a bunch of TVs and PlayStation consoles from Best Buy, and then from there, it's basically a giant LAN party that we do in Kinnick Stadium. So it's really quite fun. It kind of brings me back to my childhood days of playing the old 2008 through 2014 with my
Absolutely.
buddies, and taking the TV over to their house. It's a very similar vibe. So it's really
Right.
cool, and it's a great way to spend the Hawkeyes bye week because you get to be in Kinnick Stadium playing video games, which not a lot of people get to say they are able to do.
Absolutely. So tell me how you got Kinnick Stadium to go along with this, to open up their venue, to let you to do all this.
Yeah, so Hawkeye Athletics and Kinnick Stadium specifically, and honestly, a lot of the coaching staff and players have been just 110% on board for initiatives supporting the Children's Hospital. I know Coach Ferentz specifically has a personal connection through the hospital with some of his grandkids who have gone through there. So it's very personal for Coach Ferentz personally, but it's also very personal to a lot of the coaching staff, a lot of the players. I mean, so special that we were able to, create the greatest tradition in college football through the wave. I mean,
That's so cool.
the partnership between athletics and the Children's Hospital has truthfully been phenomenal, and having them open up the stadium for this opportunity was awesome. Wasn't necessarily a huge surprise knowing how supportive they've been historically, but we're really thankful that we're able to continue that partnership through this event.
And so last year, how much money were you guys able to raise for the hospital?
Last year, the very first year, we raised $62,000 for the hospital.
Wow.
That gave me chills.
That is so
Dude,
great.
like legit, just gave me
Yeah,
chills,
dude,
man.
that's so
Yeah.
awesome. What a
Yeah,
tremendous
all from
help
playing
to
video
people.
games.
Yeah,
Right.
and so the Iowa community, they're huge. The Hawkeyes are, like you said, that's the only game in town.
Right.
So the community's going to come together.
Well, you got Iowa State, but they're jerks.
Yeah, I mean, who cares about them, right? Unless they want to donate, then
Right.
we'll make a little seat at the table for them or whatever. But
Hey, we had someone at the tournament last year playing as Iowa State. They made a pretty good run at it, so they almost had some pretty strong bragging rights.
Oh, I
did
bet
they
they
get
got
hit with a
booed.
tomato or something?
Yeah,
Like,
you booed.
booed out of the place. Like you can't bring that energy in here.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
so I know that you've done other things because I'm friends with you on Facebook, and I know that you also ran a marathon last year.
Yes.
Tell me about that, because I don't even like to drive 26 miles, let alone run it. So tell us about that. I mean, because look, it's one thing to put a tournament together and do like kind of be like the face of a fundraiser. It's another thing to run 26 miles to raise money. I mean, you're really into it at that point. You're fully committed. And so tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, it all started kind of back when my brother initially hit his diagnosis. It was one of those things where, one of my outlets to kind of deal and cope with what was happening with our family was to go out and go on runs. And I learned pretty quickly that I really enjoyed distance running. And so a marathon has been on my bucket list for a long, long time. And I just never got around to it. Life happens. There's plenty of excuses to not run 26.2 miles, right?
I've got some.
Yeah, I can think of some right now.
Yeah.
So I kept putting it off, and finally, last year was actually the 20-year anniversary of my brother's diagnosis. And so I wanted to do something big and special around it. So one of the organizations affiliated with Iowa is called Dance Marathon. And so we've been involved with them as an organization for a long time, and they have a partnership with the Chicago Marathon. So you can sign up to run as you fundraise for an organization, a certain minimum, and you can get a guaranteed spot for the race and everything. So I was like, what better time to do it than this year? And, on this special milestone, this special mark, of celebration of my brother being, 20 years, well, about 15 years cancer free, but 20 years post diagnosis, and end up raising $12,000 that year,
That's
just through my
amazing.
marathon training and everything.
So,
Wow.
I ran one time 10 miles just to see if I
Yeah.
could. Okay. I wanted to prove to myself I could do it. And after 10 miles, my legs felt like jelly. I mean, it was bad. It was like I didn't have bones anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And so how much training did you have to do to get up to 26.2 miles?
Yeah.
Is that 26.2 miles? And did you run like a pre-marathon to kind of like make sure you could do it? Like, is that, kind of like the deal? Like you have to build yourself up to run 15 miles or 20 miles or, how do you actually get to that point? Because to me, it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was a journey for sure. And, the journey was almost just as good as the race day itself. I mean, reflecting back on it now, I think it was around March last year, I decided to, take this on and move forward with it. And the race was in October. So if I'm doing my math right, was that 6, 7
Yeah, about
months,
6
something
months,
like
yeah.
that?
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, I started slow. I wanted to pace myself and make sure that I wasn't overdoing it and, just really listening to your body if something's hurting or bothering you in a way that it's not supposed to. And so really you just you taper up as you get a little bit closer to the event. And I ended up topping out about a month before the race. I did a 20 miler. And I remember thinking after that, because I stopped about a mile from my house because I was going to just walk back from there, as a cool down. And I actually had to call up a buddy of mine to come pick me up because I wasn't working anymore.
Dude.
So I'm like, man, how am I going to do this? But then 20 is like the recommended, like you shouldn't try to run a full marathon before the marathon because it kind of depletes you a little bit. Like you need to let your body recover. So after the 20-mile mark, I actually started tapering down where the longest run I did before the marathon was only 5 miles.
Wow.
So that gets your body ready to go for the big 26.2 when race day does come.
Yeah, because you're going to use the rest of the calories for your entire life running.
You're right,
that
right.
marathon. Like, this is it.
My main interest in running a marathon, if I were ever to do it, is just that it's a place where you can poop your pants in public, and not only is it not shameful, it's a badge of honor.
Yeah, like
to do that. Yeah.
So-
usually, if you poop your pants in public, that's
you're
real
shunned.
bad. Yeah,
but in
you're
marathon,
shunned,
especially
right.
when you're trying to
Typically
raise
frowned
money
upon.
for like kids and stuff,
Yeah, dude.
everybody's
You're
going to
giving
clap
it
it
your
up
all.
for you.
Yeah.
So
I gotta
Tyler-
say too,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
please.
I gotta say too, that, like the flow of that marathon, man, I was running that thing, and I'm like, okay, I got my headphones ready. I have a
Listening to the
plan for if I need to
Scafacci verse,
stop.
of course.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. I got a plan for if I need to stop and walk or take breaks or anything. And I tell you what, you get into the flow of that day. I actually did not end up stopping a single time, and the headphones stayed in my fanny pack the whole time too. I mean, I was just soaking
Locked
in
in,
the environment.
man.
And
Yeah,
one
your
thing I
fanny
did
was listening to the Scafacci verse.
What was cool though is one thing I did that really motivated me through this is, there's been a lot of patient families and kiddos who have impacted my life, including my brother, but many others as well, just through my fundraising experience. And so I actually wrote their names on my shoes to remember them and remember their experience. And I kept telling myself, like, man, if these kids can go through chemotherapy,
Oh,
spinal
yeah.
tap surgeries, like all this stuff for their cancer diagnosis, like I can run 26.2 miles. And, that gift of perspective almost made it easier to do.
Sure, yeah, that'll motivate you all right.
Yep.
So now let's get back to this year's tournament. What day is
Yeah.
this tournament coming, and what's the goal? Like what's the goal for fundraising for this year? I mean, you got to up the ante, right? Like, all right, we
Yeah.
did 62K last year. What are we going for this year?
Yeah, so it is coming up quick now on October 4th, Saturday, October 4th, from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. We are moving it from single elimination to double elimination, so everyone is guaranteed at least a couple of games.
Nice.
So that'll be a really good time. And truthfully, we want to just continue to grow this thing. So if we can exceed last year, that is obviously priority number one. But honestly, continuing to get the word out in the community about this event, getting more people signed up to compete, getting more people in the stadium as spectators, because the more people we can pull in these first couple of years to participate and give them a phenomenal event experience, the more we're going to continue to grow. And hopefully within the next couple of years, this can be a 100,000 plus event for the Children's Hospital.
How many does Kinnick Stadium hold? How many people does it hold?
It's just shy of 70,000.
Now, I got to imagine you got like one of the games on the big screen, right? Like on the Jumbotron or whatever they call it these days.
Oh, yeah.
And so with that,
That's so
like
cool.
when your game is up there, how wild is that? Like, I mean, it's got to be
Man.
pretty crazy.
When we were setting up last year, the Friday beforehand, and the second we tested out the Jumbotron, and I saw the game up there with the event logo, and just seeing this idea of mine and this vision come to life. I mean, I call that like my Tyler Zoomies. I started jumping up and down. I was like, this is so freaking cool. Like,
Yeah,
what
I
are we
mean that's
doing here?
yeah. I mean, you're talking about
so wild.
some next
Dude,
level
that's living the dream.
Living the dream, yeah, exactly. Like this crazy idea you have.
Yeah.
You've got it off the ground. You got it rolling. You got support. And now you're testing, is this actually going to work? And it is, because you got your little coaxial cables into like the Jumbotron,
Yeah, did you have to put the Jumbotron on channel 3 or channel 4?
Yeah, you got to put the, hit input,
Right,
make sure you
right.
get it on the right channel. And
Well, and
then
to top it off too, we so championship game on the Jumbotron, and just like at Hawkeye football games on Saturdays, after the first quarter of that championship game, we did the
Nice.
cherished wave up to the
Oh,
hospital.
that's so
nice.
cool.
And so,
Yep.
do you have other sponsors? Do you guys get like the concession stands to open up? This is the type of thing in my eyes. This could grow and grow and grow and grow.
I mean, it's esports.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and on top of it, it's you throw the charity aspect onto it, and then you throw what it's for. You're dealing with children, the most vulnerable people, and the hospital's right there, and it's already kind of a built-in tradition, to pay homage to the kids. That I personally could see this just getting huge, like to where it's kind of a yearly event that everybody's looking forward to, like next year. And so Tyler, said to me, he goes, "Hey, why don't you guys come next year?" Because it was obviously going to be a little too soon. So I'm thinking that's a really good idea. Like I'll get a permission slip. And tell the old lady.
Right,
yeah,
right.
I mean, look, dude, it's for a good cause. She can't say no.
Yeah.
Right? I
We
mean,
would
like,
love to have you guys.
yeah, and we can come and we'll do a show live from the stadium.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, all right, you count me in.
Yeah,
Road trip.
Yeah,
buddy, road trip.
Yeah, I mean, this
Oh, yeah.
seems doable. We'll take our little show on the road
Yeah.
and we'll do one live from the stadium.
Dude, that's awesome.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right, that's
Yeah,
cool. Count me in.
dude, I'm saying let's count ourselves in, and we'll need a run
All
up
right,
because
so-
it takes me at least 240 days
to get the permission slip.
to
right.
get through Congress.
So tell us, can people still join this event? We're going to release this. This will be our next release episode.
This is coming up Wednesday.
Right.
It'll get
be
released.
released on this coming Wednesday. So can people still join in? If people want to donate, tell people how they can take part or how they can still participate.
Yeah, tell them how to donate. That's the most important thing. Let's get some
Yeah.
money, flowing into this
absolutely.
thing.
So we made it super easy for folks. So if you text game on, all one word, game on to 34984, it'll send you a link to the event page. And so from there, you can either sign up for the event. And if you're not a gamer, if you want to just come and check out the event and be a part of the experience, you can sign up as a spectator. And your $25 registration fee for that is also a donation. That goes straight to the hospital as well. So that's one way that you can sign up. And then obviously there's the tournament side where you can also register. Also a $25 fee, which is another donation to the hospital. But if you're looking to just donate and support, UI Stead Family Children's Hospital generally, there's actually a donate to this event button right there on the homepage too. So if you're just wanting to support and donate to the cause, there's a great way to do that there. So
We're
again,
gonna-
just game.
Yeah.
We're
game
gonna put
to
that on our page.
34984.
We got almost 75,000 people on the page. We're gonna put it
Right.
out there. We're gonna blast it. I'm gonna annoy everybody with some at everyone's, and make sure that we try to get some money flowing in for this amazing event, and
Yeah, dude,
try to get
that's-
as many people possible to at least check it out. If they're in the Iowa area, maybe they can go and actually attend in person, which would be really cool. Play, and we could get some some people, video, stuff like that. Hey, I'm at the event, kind of post it on our page, and all that kind of stuff would be really, really good.
Yeah, dude, I'm with it.
Yeah.
All right.
So
think we're good.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I don't want to let him go, man. I was so excited for this whole thing.
Yeah.
As soon as last year I saw it, I was like, that's a really cool idea because I don't ever do anything this cool.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Like I want to help out and stuff like that, but it's just, I don't have the brain power that Tyler has, quite frankly, to throw this kind of thing together and actually see it through. It's enough for me just to do this. Okay.
Dude, I remember at my last company, with the last job I had, they asked me if I wanted to sign up for their 401k, and I was like, dude, I could never run that far.
Yeah. All right. So Tyler, one more time, can you just repeat how to get in touch with the tournament, how to join, make sure that everybody knows what the website's name is, and then we're going to hit our closing sponsors and we're going to get out of here, man.
Perfect. Sounds good. Yeah, just text game on, all one word, game on to 34984, and that'll get you a link to the event page and all the information can be found there.
All right, man. I want to thank you for coming on. Thank you for your time. We want to wish you nothing but the best with this event, and hopefully, we can be a part of it in helping to raise money. And then we're gonna look into booking our tickets next year, so that we can come to the event, and maybe I could get Alan to play, and you got somebody to play.
Dude, I actually use the Iowa playbook.
Yeah, Iowa playbook's strong, man.
Yeah, I
It's
like
strong.
they got the tight ends, they got a
Yeah.
fullback.
Yeah,
it's good
It's
stuff,
got everything
man.
we need.
That's right.
1990s football. That's it. So, all right.
And how about
Tyler.
this too?
Yeah.
If y'all make the trip out next year too, I'll get you a couple of spots on the tournament bracket.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll
Yeah.
take my whooping.
Yeah,
Why not?
I what I want to do is I want to get Kirk Ferentz on the show. We'll get him on the show.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Tyler. I want to thank you again, man. Thank you, Tyler, and let's make sure to check out his tournament and donate. All right, buddy.
Dude, so Tyler Adams, man, that's a good get.
Dude, yeah, I try, man.
Yes, doing important work, doing charity stuff. This is fantastic, man.
Dude, we're doing good work, man.
We're doing good work.
Yeah.
We're making the world a better place.
This, honestly, man, with most of our shows, I don't really feel like we do make the world a better
No,
place.
yeah, more fun
we're
place,
kind of
maybe.
polluting, but
Yeah.
But in this case, though, do we get a
worry-
little closer to heaven? Okay.
Yeah, I worry like when we go to this thing next year that I'll wind up pooping my pants.
No.
No.
I was kind of surprised you went there, but then again, not.
No,
So,
I mean,
yeah.
it has to be said. You can't talk about America. I didn't ask him if he pooped his pants.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought about it.
Yeah, he would have
but
just
no, I wasn't
probably
gonna
thrown
ask.
us off our own show at that
dude,
point.
I'm
so.
classy and sophisticated. I'm not going to ask somebody that. That's improper. That's
You are
impolite.
You are.
Yeah.
You keep it classy,
That's
which is what
right,
I like.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
And we got a classy sponsor, in the theme of charity.
Yeah,
He held on Foundation.
Yeah, this is I think our longest standing sponsor, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yep. So we want to thank today's sponsor, the He Held On Foundation. The He Held On Foundation has helped over 3,000 seniors complete their bucket list items with the help of your donations. Does Nana want to swim with sharks before she goes? Has old Uncle Steve always wanted to drive a nitro burning funny car? Has Grandpa Irwin dreamed of whitewater rafting? The He Held On Foundation can make all these dreams come true. Go to heheldon.org for more information on how you can become a donor.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man. Dude, your reads.
I'm a helper.
Dude,
Yeah.
your reads have gotten so much better. I mean,
yeah, I'm
the
good at
fact
reading.
that you can read is kind
Right,
of
yeah, that does help.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it does.
important. Who knew?
Yeah,
You
dude,
know?
if you need me to read stuff for you, dear listener, my fees are very reasonable.
Yeah, almost nothing.
Yeah, almost nothing.
Yeah. So, all right, for Anthony Scafacci.
I'm Alan Gigax.
This has been a balls deep production of the Scafacciverse podcast. We are out.